Hello, my lovies. This is my business/work bullet journal because, we can make cutesy setups, but we also need to do some actual work. So this is in my leather cover. You may have seen that I have some space left over here. That is going to be for the last few days in January. And then we're going to move over to a new set of pages for February. So I'm going to create a cover page on this side, and here's going to be my monthly overview as writer Carol shows you / teaches you with his bullet journal method. And then we're gonna have a really nice brain dump page, and then it's straight into bullet journaling. So I'm lacking a bit of inspiration for my February cover, but I still want to make one because I like making sure that I know where a new month starts. And in this case, February is about to start in like 3 or 4 days. So let's get this started. So last Tuesday, I went to a cafe with my bestie and we went to work there for a day, and I bought these little sticky memos at Flying Tiger. I really love that store. They have a lot of affordable office supplies, but also DIY things. So I thought these would be cool for my planner because I really like that old vintage aesthetic. And these look like they could be in a library book, just to make sure you don't forget where the page is. And I like this soft green color, so I really want to use this. I have this really nice washi tape that is also a little bit studious. I really feel that vibe lately, so I want to incorporate that vintage archiving style on my cover page. I save a lot of paper scraps so that I always have something to journal with, because I love collaging. But in my business and bullet journal, business and work bullet journal, I do very little collaging because I take that journal with me to job meetings, and it should be a little bit more professional than my personal journal. So I really like this. I'm gonna use this paper. So I'm currently learning Korean, and this weekend I started learning Hangul, so their Korean alphabet. And some of these little characters look like they could have been part of their alphabet, but I don't think so. Or it's just like gibberish. That could also be the case. Or this is Japanese. Or it's Chinese. Or a mix of Chinese, Korean, and Japanese. I don't know, but it still looks very pretty. I love how this gives me that old vintage library feel. So I'm gonna use that as a base. I use this Tesa lime roller, and I've got refills of this. So this back part you can pull out, and then I buy like a shitload of these because it helps me to be a little bit better when it comes to the environment and not just throw away a lot of these plastic cases. So these refill lime rollers are awesome. So if you haven't found one yet, maybe this brand could be the solution. I know you can find this brand in Europe, so if you're located in Europe, this might be a good solution. And I love these lime rollers because, DIY glue is just so watery and sticky, and I'm very clumsy, so I try to stay away from everything that could make my journal look even worse than it already does after I'm done crafting. So yeah. So we've got a base. So I haven't posted in 2 weeks because I was lacking inspiration, but I feel a lot better now. And I also just need to get my planning game back on top, because I booked a new client, and that means I'm gonna have to do a lot of work in February. So I need to be able to plan that well. So my bullet journal needs to be ready for February. February, Jesus Lord Almighty. So I like how this looks, this soft, muted minty green. Oh, it matches my sweater a little bit. And then we've got this nice background. Right, so I am doubting between this little notebook sticky paper or this sticky note. I feel like this one doesn't really match. I just like this print. I should use this for something else. I got it for free with something, but I never really used it. So I think I'm gonna go for this one. Because then we have that vintage vibe going on fully, but I want to put this in half or cut this in half. So I'm gonna use this washi tape to make it look like I stuck it down with this tape instead of the lime roller. If I can get this little end to pop off. Alright, so I've got all of these cute little stickers here. I already know people are gonna ask me where I got these little photo booklets from, or as Hobonichi calls them, a photo album, because this is by Hobonichi. And I bought, I think, 6 or 7 of these, and I use them to keep all of my stickers in. So they're very nice and handy. As you can see, they're quite handy. Literally, they fit into your hand. So if you want to bring stickers with you, this could be like a good alternative. And I think I'm gonna use these stickers that I bought from a Dutch creator. I think I told you guys about this, or maybe I didn't, but these icon stickers were not centered well, so I'm gonna use them more for decoration and not for actual planning, because these stickers not being centered is, or sorry, the icons not being centered is pissing me off. She even sent me new ones, but even the new ones just don't look centered. I don't know. I think her equipment might be off. Look. Can you see that? The little icon is all the way on the edge instead of in the middle. Ugh, the annoyance this gives me. But it is a cute little sticker to use for decorating now. I haven't used these in a while, but these are stamps with the names of the month. So we're gonna go for February. My handwriting is not very good, so I like stamps that do the work for me. I'm gonna go in with some black ink. And then hope that I can do this well in one go. Because my stamping abilities are not that great lately. Okay, well, it's as good as it gets. I do have some of these edges on here, which annoys the flying flip out of me. But at least the word February is readable. Yeah, so Stamp skills. They are definitely a skill. Some people are really good at stamping. I usually turn everything I stamp into a mess. But I feel like I do need some more stamps. So the next stamp is this circle stamp. And it says Italy, Rome, Italy, Rome. And I was talking about going to Rome with a friend of mine. She's been twice now and she's a fan. So we're trying to see if we can plan a trip for the end of March or the first week of April. So yeah, that would be my first time in Rome. That didn't go so well. Let's try that again. A little better. Not perfect, but it's on there. Since we're stamping, I'm gonna keep going with my favorite letter stamp set or alphabet stamp set. I'm gonna go put 2023 in here. Boom. So now we know that this is February 2023. All right, so this is gonna be my cover page. Very, very simple, but you can tell that it's February and that it's 2023. On this page, we need to create a overview of the month. I always call this my main events page because it helps me to see, hey, these events are very important in this month. Do not forget, miss, or double plan. So that's what we're gonna do here. I'm going to use this Sarasa Mark On pen. I love this pen for my bullet journal because I write everything down with this one and then I use my markers to cross out tasks. I love to work with color coding, and this Mark On a pen doesn't smudge when you put a, what's it called? When you put a marker over it. So Jesus Lord Almighty, that took me a while to formulate that sentence. All right, so here's my trusted Google Calendar, and I always check how many days there are. So February is obviously the shortest month of the year. It only has 28 days. So what I'm gonna do is make sure that all of these 28 days are in my main events overview. Okay, so I'm Dutch, so I'm going to write down the first letters of the names of the days in Dutch. So apparently the first day of February is a Wednesday. Oh, well, in English that also starts with a W apparently. But Tuesday and Thursday are with a T, and in Dutch that is a D. So I'm just gonna do that in Dutch because that's easier for me to understand. And you may notice that sometimes I go from English to Dutch in one journal, and that's just how my brain works. I work with international clients. I make these videos in English, so sometimes my brain just skips around. Whatever works, apparently. Just gonna quickly wipe down my ruler. I started doing this after I noticed that there's a lot of color stains left behind if I don't, and then it muds up my other colors, which I do not appreciate. So I don't know what, we have some green here, so I kind of want to go with green. So this is a Sarasa mild liner. This is the green one. It doesn't have a name. But what I like to do is draw a line after every Sunday so that I know the week ends there. So I like having an overview of the weeks in the month. And I do that with drawing lines. So in the Netherlands, we use week numbers a lot. So the first thing that I'm going to do now is to put down the week numbers. So February 1st, the 5th is week number 5. So I'll put that on the ends. week number 6, 7. So if you're in the Netherlands and you have a meeting and people are looking for a date to meet again, you'll usually hear, hey, what are you doing in week 6? And then you can check week 6 and you're like, oh, I'm free. So that's how we use the weeks in the Netherlands. I think it's a pretty nice system. So now I have to make sure that I have my main events in here. I feel like doing something very, very simple for the header of this main events page. So I'm just gonna have a little backdrop with that mild liner that I chose, the green one. And then I'm just gonna write down main events. Lately, I've been enjoying these very minimalistic headers and layouts. And as you can see, I have a bit of space left here. So I want to put a little sticker there just to make it look a little bit more funsies. So I've got this cute little Monsters & Co. folder. I ended up picking a bear eating strawberries. I think this is Korilakuma. And he looks very cute, and I thought it would be fun to put him next to the header text just to make the event page look a little bit more fun. And he looks really cute eating his little strawberries. So this main event page really helps me to keep track of everything that is most important for every month. So in February, I don't have too many main events. I have my nail salon appointment, the dentist, Valentine's Day, on which I'm not really doing anything, but it's fun to have it in there just in case. And then my sister and my father's birthdays need to be on this main event page. And so you may notice that even though this is my work and business bullet journal, I also put some personal things in here so that I can't double book myself, because sometimes personal events are more important than a work meeting. So if someone for work or for business asks me, hey, could you make it on February 1st? I'd be like, no, girl, I'm at the nail salon. Well, probably wouldn't tell a business partner or client that I'm at the nail salon, but I'd probably say I already have something. But it's good to know for myself. And as February passes, I will keep updating this page, not just for this month, but I like looking back and seeing all of the events that I archived for future reference, or when I want to see how busy February was in 2023 compared to the coming February in 2024. Sometimes it helps you with planning, and that's why I like these main event pages. So in my bullet journal, I've been loving a minimalistic aesthetic lately, but I wanted to add one of these icon stickers because, you know, they're not centered. The icons are not centered, but I still want to use them, and I thought it was cute enough to use in this bullet journal spread. And it helps me remember that my dad and my sister's birthdays are coming up and maybe they want something, so I can't forget to buy a gift. And on the next two pages, we are going to create a brain dump page on the left, and on the right, it's going to be Writer Carol's bullet journal system that I sort of kind of adjusted to my liking. So I'm starting off with a header for the brain dump page, very simple, with that same green mild liner and the Sarasa mark on pen. So what I do with the brain dump page is literally dump my brain on the page, like tasks, concepts, ideas, things that I want to do but are not on a deadline. So if you're someone like me who comes up with really cool ideas or fun things to do, but you can't and don't want to remember it all, you can use a brain dump page for that. It helps me personally with creating more space in my brain so that I have more room to be creative, and I also don't have to remember everything because it's in or on my brain dump page, and it's been very beneficial when it comes to actually using the bullet journal method to be more productive and getting shit done. So that's why I really like this brain dump page. So if you're a creative person or you just get a lot of ideas or you want to take notes on things that you don't want to forget, a brain dump page is the shiz. So that's how I use it. So in daily life, I will finish my tasks for the day. And if I have some time left, I will go to my brain dump page and see if there's something on my list there that I want to do in that extra time that I have left. And so that is how I do actually finish everything on my brain dump page. And if there are a few tasks or ideas and concepts that I didn't get to in February, I will migrate them to March. And that is how I constantly keep my brain dump page up to date and make sure that stuff actually gets done. Because it's not just a brain dump that, fills up with all kinds of ideas. I do actually want to execute on these ideas. So if you're like me, you should give this a try. It could be very beneficial for your productivity. So as mentioned, on this right page is where I'm gonna start the first day of February in bullet journal form. And I have adjusted the bullet journal system to my own liking because it is very perfect for doing so. So what I've been doing is splitting up the page in 2 columns. And it's really simple. I just split it down the middle. And on the left page, I actually do all of my tasks, like the actual bullet journal method that I also adjusted a little bit to my liking with color coding. And I do that on the left. And then on the right, I have a lot of space to write down extra notes or personal tasks, things that I don't want to forget. So I started doing this because usually I would just use this page to bullet journal, and then on the right there would be a lot of open space. So in my Hobonichi weeks, I sometimes also put my personal tasks, but as you can see on the right on this old page from January, I have a personal task on the right, which is all about returning a pair of shoes. So I kind of like being able to do it because it makes me feel like I'm actually using more of the paper on the page. And I want to make sure that I do that and not waste too much. So on the left, I will write the day of the week. So Wednesday, February 1st, 2023, for example. That's for archival reasons. I like to know where I was and what I did on a specific day, because I also have to keep track of what I do for certain clients. So I like to be able to see it was a Wednesday, it was the 1st, and it was this year. So that's why I do that. And it's a very simple header, nothing special. And then on the other side, I will write down my little notes and more header so that I know that that is for basically anything goes. But I like creating headers. It makes it more easier to figure out which is what. And so I'm using this monsters.co laptop sticker because I'll be online a lot in February. The online meetings are starting again. Yay. But yeah, that's the life of a digital nomad, which is something I wanted to try. I wanted to be a part-time nomad in 2023 and see how it feels. So yeah, we're gonna do a lot of stuff online. And a little sticker in the corner makes it look a little bit more fun. Then there's something new that I started doing with these Midori index clips. I like putting one clip on my main events page so that even though if I'm, in my daily life getting more pages in for that month, I can always easily find my main events page, which is something I do use a lot. So even though I will advance further into my journal, use more pages, I don't want to have to search and rummage through all of the pages I already used to find my main events. So I will use the ribbon to make sure that I know where the current day is. And then I will use the Midori clip to know where all of my main events are. And I really like this system. I thought I'd share it because maybe you're also looking for a way to quickly find things in your journal. And now it's time for an overview. So we've got the cover page on the left. On the right, we've got the main events page, which I will update as we go through February. I don't really like the cover page, by the way. I feel so uninspired lately, but you know what? At least it looks doable. I know the main events page is very minimal, but I like that. Lately, I've been enjoying and craving very simple layouts because I just want to get stuff done. And not having too much clutter on the page will help me do so. So I do like that it's very minimalistic. And then on the next page, we have the brain dump page so that we can really leave all of our thoughts, ideas, and concepts in one spot, because it's nice to be able to find whatever you came up with. So that'll be on the brain dump page. And then on the right, we obviously have space for the bullet journal method on the left, in the left column. And on the right, we're gonna go crazy with notes and personal to-dos. And then we will repeat that right page on the pages to come, because I use these pages for actually getting stuff done with the bullet journal method. So yeah, this is my bullet journal setup for work and business in February 2023. I know it's not the fanciest style that you see on YouTube, but you know what? I really need to be productive, effective, and efficient. So if you also have a lot of stuff to do, then maybe this could be something you can try. And if you like it, let me know, show me some love, like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you next week with another journal or bullet journal or planning video. Love ya. Bye.